Hello, this is my Terraform assignment 3. In this assignment, I have two directories, Ansible and Terraform. In my Terraform directory, I have two subdirectories, backend and infrastructure. I'm going to go over the infrastructure directory first. So inside of this infrastructure directory, I have two modules, EC2 and security group. And outside of the two modules, I have a main.tf. So in this main.tf, I have a VPC, two subnets, a public and a private subnets, and both of them will have map public IP on launch, and one internet gateway, two route tables, a public route table and private route table, and both of them will associated with the internet gateway and its associated subnets. And then I reference to the security group module, and here I have like a list of the ingress role and egress role. So for ingress roles, I have allow SSH from everywhere, allow HTTP from everywhere, and this is for the public EC2 instance, and allow HTTP from within the VPC. This is for the private EC2 instance. And the egress role is allowing all outbound traffic. And then I have SSH key created. And then I'm getting the latest version of Ubuntu. And then here I'm referencing to the EC2 module. What's different than the previous assignment was that this time I'm only using one availability zone, and I have two subnets and two security groups. And then down here is my inventory for Ansible. So I have three local variables. The first one is getting the front-end EC2 instance public DNS. The second one is also getting the public IP of the backend EC2 instance. And the third one is getting the private IP of the backend EC2 instance. And this is my host.yaml file. It includes the public EC2 DNS, and private EC2 public and private IP addresses. And down here is my Ansible configuration file. For the EC2 module, it will be very similar to what I have for the previous assignments. This time, I am only having one availability zone. There will be two security groups, and the name of the servers will be different, and as well as the server type. For the security group module, I have a public security group, and it is using the first and second ingress rule. And the public egress rule is using the only egress rule we have. And there is also a private security group, and it is using the first and the third ingress rule. And the private egress rule will be the same as the egress rule as the public EC2 instance. For the private ingress rule, specifically the HTTP one, it is only available for within the VPC. So it's referencing to the VPC CIDR block. I am going to go over the backend subdirectory inside of the Terraform directory. So in this directory, we have 4 different files: AWS provider, hashrate corp. This is the bucket name and the DynamoDB name listed. It will be used by the variables bucket name and DynamoDB name. And the variables will be used inside of this file, bconfig. Here we're creating a S3 bucket, and we enable versioning. And we have encryption to protect data at rest. And this one is blocking all the public access, including ACL's policy, and it will also restrict the public bucket. And up next is the DynamoDB table creation, and it will also allow mutual exclusion, so it will prevent multiple users from modifying the state at the same time. And the last one, it is generating the local file containing the Terraform backend configuration, and it will include the bucket name, the key terraform.tf state, and the DynamoDB table name and the region. And it will be called backend config.tf. I'm going to go over my Ansible roles directory. Inside of this directory, I have two subdirectories for my two roles, backend and front end. So first, I'll go over the backend. So this is my text for my backend. And first, I install the Caddy web server using these 4 different tasks. And I copy the Caddy file to /etc/Caddy, and because it originally has a file already in it, so I have to force it to replace it. And then after it is replaced, I will restart Caddy servers using the handler I specified here, and I will restart Caddy servers. Then I create 2 directories, var www/backend directory if it doesn't already exist, and also var log hello server directory. And the var www/backend directory and the hello server directory will have the same permission, and recurse-ds is basically saying that all the files inside of the directory will have the same permission, 0775. And after both directories have been created, I copy the hello server file to this directory, and I change the permission of the hello server file to 0755 to allow execution. And after that is done, I then copy the hello server.service file to this directory, the /etc/systemmd/system. And then once that is done, I reload the system daemon and start and enable the hello server service. And it is these 2 handlers here. In my front-end directory, I also have the handler man.yaml and test man.yaml. In addition to that, I have a hello.conf and Jinja template format. So in my tasks, I have the installation of Nginx reverse proxy server. And then after that, I make sure that /var/www/frontend directory exists. If it doesn't exist, it will create one, and I'll assign it to the owner, the default Nginx www/data user, and with a permission of 0775. And then after that, I copy the index.html file to the directory, and then again, I make sure that the file is also belongs to the default Nginx user. And then up next, in order to render the index.html successfully, I had to delete the two default files inside of the sites available and sites enable directory, and that's what it's doing here. And then after that, I copy the hello.conf template to the /etc/nginx/conf-.d directory, and I also make sure that the owner group is the default Nginx user, and then it is getting the variable reverse proxy IP from the our host.yaml file that I will show it when I demo it. And then notify the handler to reload the system daemon, restart Nginx, and reload Nginx. So this is the hello.conf and Jinja template format. The only thing that I modify from the provided hello.conf is the proxy path. So the proxy path is using the private IP address of the private EC2 instance, and this variable is declared in our host.yaml file when we create it inside of our main.tf file in Terraform. And now I'm just going to go over our site.yaml file outside of the two rows. So here, the first one is the referencing to the backend test main.yaml file, and this is basically specifying to run the backend role, and we have a tag backend that can be specified when we do the Ansible playbook command. And also notice that in the inside of the backend and front end test directly, the main.yaml file do not have the become and host, which we specify only in the site.yaml file. And it is the same for the front-end EC2 instance, except that the include role name is different and the host name is different. It is public EC2, and our tag is also different. Now I'm going to demo. I will first execute the backend. Now I'm going to execute the infrastructure. Both instances have been created, as well as the S3 bucket and DynamoDB table. So am going to the Ansible directory, and you can see that we have the host.yaml file. Has the reverse proxy IP that will be used by the Jinja template, and then also the Ansible configuration file. Now I'm going to execute the site.yaml file. I'll do the backend first. And then I'll do the front end. Now all the configuration has been completed. I'll go into my private EC2 instance first. So inside my private EC2 instance, I will check the caddy. And then this is the caddy file. And then I also check the backend. So I have the hello server there. And then I will check my service to make sure that it is running. So it is running, and also my caddy, I'll also check it. Okay, it is also running. And then I am going to exit from my private and then go into my public one. I'll check the website as well. So this is the website, and then I am going to inside of my public EC2 instance. So inside my public EC2 instance, I am going to check the and folder. So this is the index.html file that I have, and then I will also check the configuration file. So this proxy pass has the private IP address of the private EC2 instance, and I'm going to show you that it is the private IP address of the private EC2 instance. I'm also going to show that the Nginx service is running. And now I'm going to do the testing. So I'm going to crawl to the public EC2 public IP address. So call HTTP. So returns. And then I will also do the other command. So echo. So it's also return hello from your server. So it means that configuration are all done correctly. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.